My predictions weren't the best, so this is going to be pretty much the season review, see how well I did, how well I didn't do, and then as well as I'll give you my playoff prediction and how the Giants really struggled this year, but there's always next year, and let's just go. Okay, so starting with the AFC North, I said the Steelers would go 11-5. That was 2 games off. The Ravens would go 8-8. That was only 1 game off. The Bengals would go 6-10. I believe I was 1 game off of that. And I said the Browns would win 5 games. Yeah, they didn't win any. I mean, they were kind of close in some games. I feel like they could have eked out 1 or 2 wins. They weren't. I think they were worse last year than this year. But yeah, that's still a thing. Titans didn't do as well as I expected them to do, obviously. The Jaguars kind of had a great season. I didn't think Blake Bortles at the time was ready yet to lift the team, but the defense really did lift the team. I expected Andrew Luck to play. And the Texans, I wasn't expecting Deshaun Watson to get injured. I was expecting him to be Rookie of the Year, which they were kind of on that trend until he got injured. The Patriots, I got exactly right. The ones I was wrong about were pretty much the Bills. I didn't think that there would be a good team this year. I thought they're more in a rebuilding phase. I mean, they kind of are, but they did well this season. I was really wrong about the Raiders. I was 5 games off with them. I don't know what I was thinking. I was thinking like everyone else. Everyone thought the Raiders would win. And I was exactly right with the Chiefs. Give me credit for that. And exactly right with the Chargers. And 1 game off with the Broncos. That was the division I almost got right. Now going on to the NFC North, I predicted the Packers to go 11-5. I should have expected Aaron Rodgers to get injured, honestly. Kind of thought that would happen, but I didn't want to make any decisions. The Lions, I was like, I think 2 games off with them. And the Vikings, I was really wrong with the Vikings. I thought Case Keenum wouldn't be good enough. I just thought the defense wouldn't be able to lift them. And somebody get injured and it kind of just like spiraled downhill, kind of like what happened to the Giants this year. Buccaneers, I said in the video that I would be making a mistake by picking Jameis Winston, do all these things. I got that division completely wrong. Saints at 6-10, they went like 11-5 or something like that. Yeah, I was almost exactly right with the Falcons. I was 1 game off, and I said Cam Newton would win the Comeback Player of the Year, which I mentioned how close I was with the awards later. Cowboys, I didn't keep into account the Ezekiel Elliott suspension at all. And then I had the Eagles doing pretty well. I did not think they'd do this well. Carson Wentz definitely exceeded expectations, but I got exactly right with the Redskins. In the NFC West, I would have been right if it wasn't for Jimmy Garoppolo winning the last 5 games. If they would have won 2 out of their last 5, I would have been exactly right with the 49ers. The Rams, I said they were 6-10, and the Cardinals 5-11. The Cardinals were trending downward, and they kind of like spiked the last couple of games, and that's what kind of ruined the last like 5 weeks. I was doing really well in that division, and everything kind of just fell apart. I'm really surprised the Seahawks didn't win anything. And now let's go on to what I believe the playoffs would have been. So the teams that I said that would be playing a divisional round, only 4 of them made the playoffs out of the 8. The 4 teams I said would make the conference championships, only 1 of them is in the playoffs. I mean, I was right about the Patriots, I guess. My season awards, I said Jameis Winston would win MVP. In my opinion, I think that's Tom Brady. Offensive MVP is probably going to be Todd Gurley. I said something along the lines of an Antonio Brown or something like that. I still believe that still can be the case. Defensive Player of the Year, again, not expecting J.J. Watt to get injured. That's partially why the Texans did so bad. They just had a lot of injuries, kind of like the Giants did. I don't want to mention them. It's too upsetting for me. I said rookie commentator of the year would go to Tony Romo, and people love his commentating, so I think I deserve some kudos for that. And then offensive MVP, Deshaun Watson, I believe that would have been the case, but I really think it should go to Leonard Fournette, mainly because, actually, him or McCaffrey. I can definitely see a toss-up like that. Defensive Rookie of the Year, I think somebody on Jacksonville, I think there's a good rookie on that, but I think Jalen Short, if he's a rookie or something like that should definitely go to him, or TJ Watt from the Steelers. I predicted, I think, some guy from the Cleveland Browns would win that. And yeah, I believe that's it for my predictions. My rooting power is in Tennessee because I believed in them this year, kind of like I did with the Buccaneers. But yeah, I'm going to have a little bias towards that. I picked their coach to be coach of the year, but most likely the Jacksonville coach or like an Andy Reid, or maybe a coach from Los Angeles Rams will win it. But yeah, let's go. Let's just see who's going to win. I really don't see Tennessee winning against Kansas City, so I have to pick Kansas City with that. Buffalo versus Jacksonville. None have playoff experience. Bills seem like they're allergic to winning, so I'm gonna pick Jacksonville. I'm gonna pick both home teams in the AFC. The NFC, I have no rooting power whatsoever, but I hate the Panthers, so I have to pick New Orleans. And I want to see the Falcons kind of return back to their old state, so I'm gonna pick them. So go next. Alright, so here we go. New England versus Kansas City, a rematch of Week 1. I think New England's gonna win that. And the rematch of Pittsburgh versus Jacksonville, I think Pittsburgh should handle that pretty easily, because Jacksonville has, again, no playoff experience. I think when it comes down to the grit, Antonio Brown will be back by then. I think that's the key word, that they win. I see New Orleans taking and beating Minnesota. I see that as a little bit of a choke job. And then I also see Atlanta beating the Eagles because the whole quarterback situation. And Atlanta is hungry for another Super Bowl. All right, let's go to the next week. Pittsburgh versus New England. Honestly, I think New England will win that. They should be healthy by then. They should be good. Bill Belichick will not lose that game. They won home field advantage. I don't think they'll choke this up. And then between New Orleans and Atlanta, rematch of the Super Bowl is likely, and I think it has a possibility of happening. But I also can't see New Orleans in the playoffs, so I have to go with Atlanta, and I have to go with the rematch of the Super Bowl. Even though Atlanta has been struggling, I mean, they've been trending upwards recently. A little bit of bias has been playing in this because I didn't pick the Carolina Panthers or the Minnesota Vikings. I don't see, for the first time in Super Bowl history, a home team actually playing at home. So yeah, this year's been crazy, but then the rematch, I think New England will win. Again, further cementing Eli Manning's, I know how to bring it. It's his birthday today, by the way. Further cementing his Hall of Fame career as he beat Tom Brady twice in the Super Bowl, and nobody has beaten him. And Tom Brady will get his 6th ring. Super Bowl MVP will go to somebody. I'm not making a prediction, but if I had to make a prediction for the score, it would be a relatively low-scoring 23-17 game. So yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. While you're down there, please like, favorite, and subscribe for next week's Wednesday sports video that will be talking about something. I can talk about like a topic you want me to talk about in sports or anything like that. Let me know. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. See you in my next video. Bye, guys.